Hey guys, and technical difficulties, but hey guys, and welcome back to Jalen Says. And today we are with this guy. He does a lot of stuff. Um, he's a motivator. He works with the community. He does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff. All right. Here's Mr. Kenneth. What's positive, Hutchins? Now, how you doing today?
Hey, what's positive, Jalen?
Everything. What's positive with you?
Man, being on the show with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I haven't done I went on a hiatus, so I haven't done an interview in quite some time now. So it's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure talking to you. So,
Yes, sir.
for the audience who don't know, who is Mr. Kenneth Hutchins?
You know, Mister. Well, I'll keep it at Mister Kenneth Hutchins. A lot of people like to call me so many other different things, but I am a proud father of three children. Um, I have four grandsons. Man, I've been in construction ever since I was a little kid. I've been doing it over 34 years now. Um, I love inspiring people. I'm a man of purpose. I love to inspire and be engaged with people. I love to see people go to another level. My goal is to always just to see the best in people, and for them to see the best in themselves. So it's just my life has just been one hell of a ride, and it's been beautiful. I don't have no complaints, but I'm a humanitarian at heart. That's just I just love to give, and I give by giving love. So that's in a nutshell, with so much more. That's me.
So, to start this off,
Yes, sir.
we're going to start on the road that led you to who you are today. So,
Mhm.
what was your life like growing up?
Life growing up was shaky. It was shaky. I started out and I was Jalen. This may surprise a lot of people, but I had a big time speech impediment that I had a severe stuttering problem, and so I couldn't even say a word for like a whole minute. I will only say probably one word. And so I went through that and I got over stuttering in my middle school years. Had a great mentor that came in my life, and she just spoke into me, and she spoke positivity, she spoke encouraging words. She she spoke so much life into me that I knew that I could do it, and mom and dad had a, wasn't the greatest household. My mom, she was dealing with some substance issue. And so I left the home at 11 years old. I left the home at 11 years old, went to the projects, and, made a decision to never drink, smoke, and do drugs. And here I am today, still never drunk, smoke, or did drugs. And so I just knew that I knew that drugs, alcohol, and all that would tear a family apart, and it did mine. And so I vowed to never ever do that. And so that's how it started right there.
So, was that lady your inspiration to kind of change lives and be positive, make a movement?
I believe she was a start of it, because she showed me, and I think it goes way back before then, Jalen. I think it was my grandmother, because my grandmother would never let no one walk on the street, or she see somebody, if somebody need a place to stay at night, they come in there, they gather in the living room. She was always feeding them, whatever the case may be. You was gonna get fed, and you was gonna have a warm place to stay.
Yeah.
So I believe it started like then, and I wish I had more time with my grandmother. I think I only had 3 years to spend with her. I think she died when I was 3 or 4. But during that time, she cultivated a lot in me, and I still miss her buttermilk biscuits right now.
Okay. So moving on, when you got into the projects, what made you want to switch up your lifestyle and get out?
Well, in the projects, it's either you're going to go there or you're not going to go there. I have a movie that's coming out with me and my brother, and he went totally opposite of me, and we're only like 9 months apart. And so we both made a pinky swear. That's the name of the movie. It's called Pinky Swear. And we was like, yo, we'll never drink, smoke, and do drugs. And the movie starts off by us going down the stairs of my grandfather's apartment. I went to the right, he went to the left, and he just was involved in every single thing, and from drugs, alcohol, prison life. He did a very extensive time in prison. And so for me, I just knew that I had to be better. I knew that I wanted to be a better person. I knew I wanted to be a better man. I knew I wanted to be a better father. I knew I wanted to just be a better person,
Yes.
and so it was just it inspired me. You know how a lot of people, look at certain situations and they're like, well,
Yeah.
I want to tap into that or whatever. It inspired me to just do greater things. I wanted to be the first one to graduate in my family. I wanted to be the first one to go to college, and I did all that stuff.
Wow.
I wanted to be the first one to start businesses. I want to be the first one to start nonprofits. So I did all those things, and it's been just really it's been so fun. It's been really fun. So yeah, I just had that, and God is always number one in my life, and I know that He guided me through a lot, and just to having great, my dad is my best friend. My dad and I have a great relationship. He the one that taught me what hard work looked like, what hard work is. And so being on a job site with him every single day, him just pushing me to be my greatest, when even after leaving work, going to practice basketball, because I was a pretty decent athlete. So I played basketball, very successful in basketball,
Nice.
and very successful in track. And so it was like he always pushed me to be my greatest. And so then I had coaches, Coach Alexander, Coach Warren. They all poured into me. So I had a village. You know that thing that said people say it's a village. It takes a village to raise a child. I had a village like
Nice.
on the next level type of stuff.
Wow.
And so that village really allowed me to see things that I never would see. Like, these coaches were not just regular coaches. These coaches
Yes.
were like uncles and second dads, and
Wow.
even though they respected my dad and my dad knew them and they still close, they would always talk. My dad and my coaches always had a great relationship.
Yes.
And so these coaches were with me, when they stopped coaching me, they real supported me still until I graduated and then went on to Fort Valley State University. But they still was there, still today. I talk to these gentlemen every, at least probably once a month, and that's how tight we are, and it's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah.
that village is powerful.
Yes. Wow.
Mhm.
So when making this movie about you and your brother, how did you two reconnect even though you two went through separate stairways?
Well, it happens in prison. He was in prison, and he called me up, and I said, I have an idea, and I said, I want people to know our story. And he was like, what you mean? And when everybody's in prison, everybody got this spiritual awakening when you're in prison, because you ain't got pretty much nothing to do. So he had this spiritual awakening, and we were just talking about it, and I say, well, I want to call it Pinky Swear, because you remember you and I had this Pinky Swear where we was never going to drink, smoke, and do drugs. You remember that? He said, yeah, I remember it clearly. We was 11 years old at that time. And then I say, so what we're going to do, we're going to walk down the steps. You're going to go to the left. I'm going to the right. and then you started partaking in the drugs, the alcohol, the adult clubs. I didn't partake in none of that type of stuff, and I wanted to go to college. I wanted to experience all those things. I want to be, have a great high school, middle school, high school, careers and stuff like that. So we just went totally different ways, and then I got married early. He was still in prison actually during that time. He did like on and off. He did a lot of time, but then he did this long bid where he did 10 straight years.
Hmm.
And so that was like the time where we were like, okay, let's really do this and get this movie to wait, because people need to see, we both have the same DNA. We both have the same mom. We have the same dad. And I chose to go one way, he chose, and it's all about choices. People don't understand. It's all about choices, man. We have a choice to say yay or nay, and those choices, with saying that, can take you either here or there, and so that's where I'm excited and proud to be where I am, even though through all of that, it's been a lot of struggle and setbacks and stuff like that, what I mean? Because nothing has been a bunch of roses, but it's been a lot of setbacks,
Okay.
me making choices that wasn't so good as well, what I mean?
Right. So when going through your life, you had coaches helping you, your father, they were all being great father figures to you. So after you graduated, what was your next steps?
Next steps was I just wanted to be in business. I looked at my father and I'm like, yo, I want to do what we've done here, but I want to take it to another level.
Yeah.
So I started tapping into different things, and we specialize in commercial painting. So whatever school that you probably done went to in Atlanta or Middle Georgia, I probably painted it.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I did. And so we did every single school in the Southeast United States. And so that allowed me to see so many different people. You go into different sites, you see how people do business, you see how to interact with certain type of individuals. So I was interacting with so many different individuals that I wasn't accustomed to in the projects. It was all up, our complexion. But when you start to go in business, now you in a wide range of, dealing with a different type of people.
Yeah.
And so it allowed me to see things much broader and allow me to see things in a very diverse way, but also it helped me to connect with so many different people. And next thing you know, I'm running businesses now, and so it's been beautiful. Hutch Touch Pro is my painting company, and then I'm also partnered with IT Properties, and I have another Green City Development Group. That's my other construction company, and where we do all green construction, eco-friendly green construction. So
what was your journey getting to being able to paint all these schools, painting all these places, and be a businessman where you are?
The journey was like my dad. My dad, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story, Taylor. I think I was 14, and I was at Lovejoy High School. I don't know if you know what Lovejoy High School is, but that was my very first high school that I painted. So I'm going here, and my dad taught me a great lesson. And I was looking at this big structure, and I say, Dad, how in the world are we gonna paint this big old school with this, with not a lot of people? He says, son, look at that one block. That one block turned into 2 blocks. That 2 blocks turned into 3 blocks. That 3 blocks turned into a wall. That one wall then turned into 2 walls. That 2 walls turned into 3 walls. So he broke it down in the simplest form. Where I just grasped it and was like, yo, I can do this. All I got to do is just one block at a time. I don't have to try to conquer the whole thing all at one time. I just have to understand it from the simplest form. And then we were we were sanding. It was like 1,000 hollow metal frames at this school. So my dad was like, "Son, you need to go and sand all of these things, all these frames, hollow metal frames by hand." And here I am, Jalen. I'm just sanding my tail away. I made one mistake. My dad told me, he said, "Come back here. You're gonna have to do all these frames all over again." So the great advice that I took from that is that your prep is your finish. How your prep is, that's how your finish is gonna be. And that's in life too. If your prep is sloppy, then believe me, your show gonna be sloppy. If you don't prepare, Jalen, for your show to be excellent every single week, it's not gonna look that way. That's why it look pristine that it does now. I mean, that's you got a great background, you got all that stuff going on. That's because you prep this, and that's why you're gonna go a long way and be super successful. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, how has your experience been painting all these schools? How have you gained, I guess, a mastery in it?
I am, and I'm glad that you said master because I am a master craftsman. So, so is when you're doing it for so long, you meet so many different people and you have so many different connections and different districts and so on and so on. I mean, we you know, man, we were just down in Texas painting Houston Tilliston. So now we're painting HBCUs across the country now. And so that's a big blessing to me because
Yeah.
I went to a HBCU. I went to Fort Valley State University. That's on the list for us to go and paint one day, because it's in the next 10 years that we have to paint all these schools. So it's really one of the most humbling things, and the great thing about it is we're able to now teach young men and young women with Hutch Touch Pro University on how we're basically bringing trade schools back from electrical to plumbing to HVAC to drywall to painting to flooring, whatever the case may be. We're able to teach young men, young women how to do this the professional way. So I'm excited. I'm more excited about that than anything. And I give a lot of props to my business partner, Terrence Golden. Man, I've been knowing this gentleman for 25 years, and we go way back. And I trust him with everything. He trusts me with everything. Michelle Johnson out there in California, she's helping with the curriculum and bringing everything together. So it's an exciting time right now with Hutch Touch Pro, and we're just looking for great people to be teachable and ready to do this.
Wow. So want to make it a university instead of just a business?
Well, because Terrence, my business partner Terrence, was like, "Dude, you need to teach this stuff, man. You are so excellent at it. You need to teach this. I mean, if we don't teach this, then what are we here for?" And he knows that I have that humanitarian heart, so he's like, "Yo, we gotta teach this stuff, man. We gotta pay this stuff forward. We got to make this thing happen. Let's make it happen." And all we had to do is make a couple of phone calls and people were just lining up, ready to sign up.
Wow. So Hutch Touch isn't your only company. You have so many.
Sure.
Experience Inc., you're co-owner of Green Cities Development Group.
Yeah.
So what made you want to spread your wings even more?
Well, I didn't know why Experience Inc., why I was going to do that. But I knew that I ran into some great gentlemen, Dr. Dominique Mitchell and Dr. Gerald Poe Jr. These gentlemen have been in the industry from television, music, whatever, for many, many years, just like I have in the construction. So we all came together to form XOD, Experience.tv, to give creatives like yourself an opportunity to own your own show, channel, network.
Wow.
And monetize from that. We got tired of a lot of people just screwing over the content creator. So we say, okay, let's let's create this platform so that these gentlemen and these ladies can really enjoy the fruits of their labor, and allow their gifts to make way for them. And so that was the thing. I didn't know that it was going to be a segue for Hush Touch Pro to have everything that we do to show people how to do the real in real estate. That's one of our shows called The Real in Real Estate. So we, from top to bottom, we're going to show them, and now we have a platform that we can we can have that showing all over the world, and we reach over 2.6 billion people now.
Wow. So, with Hutch Touch experiencing all these things, first off, how do you manage them?
Having great people by your side. That's the only way. And trusting. Like I trust Terrence with everything. I can go somewhere and do something with Experience Inc. and know that Hush Touch Pro, IT Properties, Mr. Rogers, who runs Green City Development Group, I can turn my back and know that these gentlemen, they have it. You know what I mean? And so in the past, it hasn't been that way. And you've been a young man, you're gonna experience some things that you're gonna be like, huh? I thought I could trust this dude. I thought I could trust her. But things happen. You know what I mean? And so, but these guys, I can really trust. I also challenge my daughter. My daughter Kayla, she's 27 now. And so what I challenge her to do is go into the apartment business and learn every single thing about the apartment complex. So she did that. And so first of the year, we're going to buy apartment complexes so she can run them. And so now it's going to just make a segue into a lot of the other different things that we're doing in the new year. I'm gonna keep on talking. Let me drink me some hot water. Jalen, make sure you got some hot water over there.
I am sorry. It's
No, you good.
New camera thing. You don't know what's going on with it right
Oh, it's
now.
all good.
I heard you talk about you challenge your daughter to do some stuff with apartments, learn about them.
Yep.
And challenge them. So you also have a grandson as well.
Yes.
So
I have 4 grandsons.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was just with him actually. And I was just telling him, because Carter is the second one. He's really, really smart. I mean, extremely smart. And to the point where they gave him a scholarship because he's just really, so he's a math and science guy. So he's gonna be our accountant. I'm prepping him already. I say, Carter, you're gonna be the accountant. Eli, he's the go-getter. So Eli is gonna do the day-to-day operations. So I already told him, you're gonna run day-to-day operations. Every time we together, we talk about different things. They have their own hard hat, they have their boots. Now they may not even do construction, but I want them to just see the structure of it, to see, this is something that, and I think every man, I think every woman should have a trade. I believe that, because if you have a trade, you'll never go hungry. I tell people that every single day. Like, you can go, somebody lay you off or whatever, you can go to work immediately anywhere. It's so much construction going on. I don't think AI is going to be doing some construction. I don't know about all that yet. But if it is, I don't want to see it. But yeah, I just truly believe to set my G sons up to win, in every way possible.
Give them some foundation.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right. So with owning a streaming company, what are the challenges that you find with it?
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't even say it's challenges. It's just really allowing people to see the importance of excellence. Because a lot of people just like to get stuff and just put anything out there. And you're like, you filmed it wrong. You did this right here. You need to go back and do it this way. You need to go back and do it that way. Those are the most difficult things. Because we're just a streaming company. We're not a production company. We're none of that. We just get your content and we put it out there to the world. But to tell them to go back and to, revisit, then it's like, a lot of people don't like you to tell them that. And so for us, it's like, yo, this is going on our platform and we have a standard here. And so you have to, I don't care how many times we tell them, you have to film it this way. You have to edit it this way. You have to do it this way, unless it can't go out there. And so that's the only thing that has been, if any issues, I would say that would be it.
So what are you looking to, I guess, produce with having a streaming company? Not like be a producer, but what are you looking to, I guess, leave with people?
I guess that everybody has a story. Everybody has a movie. You're a walking movie. I'm a walking movie. And there are people that need to see who Jalen is, who Dr. Kenneth Hutchins is. They need to see that, and so it's like just putting it out there, allowing people to see, yo, I do have something. And those people that are watching, I'm sure they have some type of commonality of, yo, man, I dig that. You know what I mean? And so like you are inspiring so many people. You're about to be 14 in 6 days. And you're doing what you're doing, and you've been doing this for some years now.
Yeah.
I mean, some years. And so just think about when you get to be 19, 20, where you're going to be, and so, and you're learning from a lot of great people, and you have you have a village that are pouring into you. And so that's what we're doing. We're being a village for those that don't know, because the industry will eat you up. And I have great business partners that have taught me. I didn't know anything about the industry. They trusted me to be the president of the company. I took our company from 250 million viewers to 2.6 billion now as the president. I stepped down from being the president, became the chairman of our company, and then I went back into my construction full time.
That's a big boost from 200 mil to.
That's a big boost.
That's from an M to a B.
Right, exactly. But hey, it was possible, and everybody looked at us like, and when they were looking at us and wanting to buy our company, they were like, yo, y'all not ready yet. Y'all not this, that, and the other. There's that, man. And we went from our company, is it called experience, but we really didn't have no experience. You know what I mean? And so, but it was the experience that we were giving to people, that we wanted you to see that, yo, you're a content creator. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. We have the expertise in front of us. I was just the face to do it. And so when they put me out there, I just studied and studied, and my whole team, Jalen, we got over 200 certifications and certificates, so that we could get that experience. And that's one thing I'm extremely proud of, and I tell people all the time, if you want it, it's out here for you. You the only one that's holding yourself back.
That's pretty incredible for having no background in it as well.
None. And this all happened from 2019 2019 to 2022 through the pandemic and everything. We were the first streaming company to ever have a virtual expo live.
That's wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
beautiful.
something.
It was a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you said it's possible.
It's hey, what's positive is what's possible.
It's possible, yes. So speaking on what's positive is what's possible.
Yeah.
The What's Positive movement.
Oh my goodness, that's the baby right there. Out of all of these things that I do, I'm so proud of all of them. And I thank God for giving me the strength to be a part of so many different entities that are doing well. But the What's Positive movement is my baby. That is like, and I was going through, if I can tell the story how it came about.
Yeah, well, please tell.
Yeah, I was actually in court with my ex-wife, and I was very frustrated. And I was asking God, and I just blurted out like, man, God, why do you have me here? Like, why do you have me here? And I was really serious. So the bailiff came up to me and he was like, son, you gotta, calm down. They're gonna call your name soon. And I'm like, yo, I just need to know why I'm here. And the Holy Spirit spoke to me and he says, before she was your wife, she was your sister in Christ. How would you treat your sister in Christ? The next thing, Jalen, was what's positive about her. So instantly my mind changed. And I started thinking about all the positive things about her. She's a great cook. She's a good mom. She does this, that, and the other. I was just thinking about all these different things. And that's what the What's Positive movement is that we turn negative situations into positive transformations. And so that's how the What's Positive movement started.
Wow. All right. So how did that emerge from a message to you sharing the message with other people?
Well, we took that negative, turning negative situation into positive transformations. And we just knew that we could go into any community. We can go to any business. We could go to anywhere, sports teams, whatever the case may be. We can sit down with them and we can say, okay, what's not working? They just start talking. So we say, okay, we get a team together. We turn everything that they said negative and we make it into a positive. We give them the solution and then they move forward from there. And so that's how, when it comes to community, we go in there and we just don't talk about it. We go and we feed thousands and thousands of people. We clothe thousands and thousands of families. We make sure our children are well taken care of. We do some great things, like, and I mentioned that we buy apartment complexes.
Yes.
The first of the year, we want to buy 2 apartment complexes. One of them will be it's like a crisis, a crisis center basically, and whoever's going through it, emergency shelter is what is what they call it now, emergency shelter. So whoever is going through it at the moment, it'll be on our dime for them to stay there until they can recover whatever they're going through. And so we doing this stuff for real, and this is what we want to do from state to state. It's not going to be just in Atlanta, even though it will start here in Atlanta because Atlanta is my heart. This is where I was born and raised. And so, but our thing is to make sure that everybody, if they want the opportunity to turn that negative into a positive, that they can.
Okay. So with turning negative into positive,
Yes, sir.
what keeps you positive going through the struggles of having something like this running? Because I know there's a lot of struggles with it. There's a lot of factors that go into it.
You know, it's for me, I have trained my mindset. Like I really do practice this. I can turn a negative situation so fast that it won't even last a couple of seconds at all. And so through all the years, and I use the scripture, talks about, you know, capture your thoughts and make it obedient to Christ. And so I capture my thoughts, I turn it into a positive real fast, and then I have a solution. You know what I mean? Like, and it happens that all the time. My business partners, they know I'm not going to get rattled. I'm not going to get rattled. You can't rattle me. You know, you're not going to have that. You don't have that control of me like that. You know what I mean? There's four things that I go by every single day. Nothing is as good as it seems. Nothing is as bad as it seems. But there's reality in between. Meaning, don't get too high. Don't get too low. Keep it even keel. Slow is fast. Slow is fast is basically just be patient. And then another one is another man's story seems real until another man presents his case. Meaning, whatever your itching ears want to hear, whatever the story that you heard first, wait till you know the whole story before you make your intelligent decision. And always, what's positive is what's possible. You know, you can't. Hey, that has to be the catalyst right there to me, anyway. But that's what it is, Jalen. I hope I answered that question because I really don't allow things to rattle me. I don't, you know, and I respect people. I may not agree with everything that you say, but I respect it. I may not understand it, but I'm going to respect who you are and where you are at that moment. Then I keep it pushing. You know, I mean, I can't allow the situation to control what needs to be happening at that moment. You know, and so that's where, you know, we always have to tap into those. I don't know if you ever heard my voice message, but I'm like, good moment, good moment, good moment. What's positive? What's positive?
What's positive? Would you?
You know what I mean? So, you know, those type of things, you know, you have to feed yourself daily with that type of stuff. Like for me, I don't know if you heard me listen to Miles Monroe, you know, before you came on. I told you I was gonna be on by 7:45.
Yeah.
So I was on 7:45 listening to Miles Monroe because he feeds me. You know, he's always looking, you know, thinking ahead, thinking forward. You know, not focusing on the negative or anything like that. So I choose to do that. And my dad taught me that too. I would see my dad just so cool, calm, and collected when I thought that he should have been boiling, you know, because these guys were lying on us, you know, and trying to make it seem like we wasn't doing a good job on the site. And my dad just so cool, got his legs crossed, and we're in the meetings and he just chilling. I'm kicking my dad under the table. And he's like, son, chill. We're going to always win. And he used to always say that. We're going to always win. And I'm like, Dad, but they lying on us. He said, they lying. Is it true? I say, no. He said, well, why are you worried about it? And he will always have that demeanor. And to the point where I adopted all that stuff as a young kid. You know, and it just took me to another level. I didn't know that it was going to turn into the What's Positive movement. I didn't know that then. But going through the adversity that I went through, it just had to be that way.
Okay. And also, you are a part of another nonprofit, Bridge to the Gap.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's my boy Kevin K.O. Cakes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's my homie right there. We do a lot of great things in the community. And what he and I do for people is just truly amazing. And to have someone like that to partner with, and he want me to be a part of his board, and he's a part of my board. We just join hands together to fight this common illness of life and mental illness, and people just disturbed in so many different ways. And so he has this curriculum called curriculum and bridge the gap, man, that talks about those life skills that are missing in our community. And so we do that, and I am in charge of the community aspect of that.
How do you feel giving back to the community?
You know what? I think everybody should. I was just honored with the presidential lifetime achievement award like last week, and everybody was asking me like, dude, like, how you feel about that? How you know? And I said, well, I think everybody should be doing this. Like, I don't know if I'm just numb to it, Jalen, but I really think that everybody should have that type of heart to love people, to see people doing great. If you could be there and do it for those individuals, make it happen. If can't, you know, it's okay. But just know that you had the heart to do so. And to see the smile on people's faces, like we give away scholarships every single year, full ride scholarships to families that can't even afford to go to a community college versus a 4-year university. But we're able to provide those 4-year scholarships, taking care of the room and board, taking care of food, taking care of books, every single thing for full 4 years, man. Do you know the financial hardship that is lifted from these families? That's turning a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
And we receive letters. We receive letters all the time saying, yo, thank you so much. You don't know what you guys have done for us. And I do know, because I was once there. I do know. So for me to know and not do nothing about it, man, I should be, kicked in a tail or whatever the case may be. Stephanie Monique, what's positive, girl? Stephanie Monique is amazing, man. She been following What's Positive for so long, man, for many years. And
So how long has What's Positive been running?
Oh my gosh, as a official business, probably like 4 years. As official business, as a nonprofit. Yeah.
So with having scholarships, giving the scholarships, you feel like this is something that you should have done. But how was your experience getting to and through college?
To and through, my experience was pretty good because I had a double scholarship. I was an athlete, so I got a scholarship. But it was one of those things that I didn't even like it, because it became, college was not fun no more. It became a business, especially when you come from an athletic perspective. When you're playing basketball and stuff like that, it turns, and running track it's a totally different way of life after that. And so it makes you, wonder and think about a lot of different things. And so that's why I speak and spread the academic part so much, man, especially to the young black male who think that he gonna go to college and then he gonna go to the NBA or the NFL. I'm like, yo, let me give you this rude awakening, young man. Let me break this thing down to you on the real of what college is all about. And so I'm able to now teach young men that, yo, this is the real.
right? So with your supporters like Miss Stephanie Monique, how do you feel knowing that you not only have your people who are working with you with the company backing you and helping you, but also your supporters?
It's very humbling. These individuals have definitely what's positive stories. This year we're going to have a family reunion. I was just talking to a young lady yesterday, and we talked about how we're going to have a family reunion now. And so what we're going to do, like on a Friday, everybody's going to come in from all over the country, and we're going to have a big cookout for the homeless. So we're gonna have a big cookout for the homeless. That's on Friday night. Saturday we're gonna have like a gala, a ball, or something like that, and we're going to give what's positive awards to those that turn negative into a positive.
Yes.
And then on Sunday we're going to the shelters and serve the shelters. And so that's the thing is, and it's gonna do. My birthday is 4th of July. And so we're going to do this on every 4th of July weekend to, give back to the communities.
Oh, we congratulate you, Miss Stephanie Monique, for being there and supporting this incredible guy who is doing all this stuff, helping the community, helping people who are bringing entertainment to the community, helping.
Yes.
Just helping.
Yeah.
So, what do you want your career to be seen as with all your companies?
That I was a humanitarian. I was a true humanitarian. I mean, when I sat down and I received the John Lewis Award a couple years ago, and just to sit down with him and just to hear, his walk with Dr. Martin Luther King, and him, during that time when it was in Selma and the beat down that they took at that time, but they persevered through it. There is nowhere in the world, Jalen, that I could look at my life and whatever I'm going through and not persevere through it. And receiving that honor and them looking at me as a perseverer of life, a perseverer of humanitarian, a perseverer of love, no matter what, even though that it did not look like love, you have to still push forward in love. Like, I'm a perseverer of all that type of stuff. And so for me, I never quit. I won't quit.
I think you answered most of this in the question I already asked, but what do you want your legacy to be seen as for you, your family, and those around you?
Well, for my family, they better become humanitarians. Well, yeah, and I guess from the financial side is that leaving legacies, like apartment complexes. I want to leave legacies of where not giving it to them, but teaching them to maintain what we're building. And not being a stuffer, but giver. I say a saying also that life gives to the giver and takes from the taker, right? Mm-hmm. So don't take, be the most giving person that you can, and watch it reward you in so many different ways, and so for us, it's all about just allowing my children and grandchildren to see it from that perspective, you know, be that giver. Outgive, like me and my homeboys, man, we got this thing where we were like, dude, you ain't gonna outlove me today. You ain't gonna outgive me today. And we challenge each other just like that. It ain't like that we're like boasting or anything like that, but we're just giving God the glory, saying, yo, you can't outgive me. you know, and it's powerful that we look at each other like that, and we laugh about it, we joke about it, and sometimes brother be like, oh yeah, you got me today, bro. I ain't with it today, good Lord, you know. And sometimes it's a big challenge, like, yo, you gonna see, and we go on the street.
Yeah.
We go on the street, and we go in the grocery stores, and you know, I'll tell you this story. We went into the grocery store, and I say, Holy Spirit, you just tell me who needs to be served. And I was looking at this, and I was going down the aisles, and I looked at this lady, and she was counting her pennies. And I said, she's the one. So when she got to the register, I went up to the cash register. I said, yo, I'm gonna pay for her groceries. And then I told her, I said, go back and get what you thought that you couldn't have. She went and got everything, and then I went and got $100 gift certificate, and I brought it to her, and I said, yo, you take this home with you as well. And then I just walked out the store. So that's what we do. We have those events like that in our lives where we're challenging each other. So we like, life gives to the giver and takes from the taker.
That's incredible. So what do you want people to learn from seeing Pinky Promise?
Oh my gosh. That life is a choice. Life is a choice, and you can make the most of it if you choose right.
Yeah.
And so for me, my brother, and I know he don't mind me telling this story because it's a part of our life. But he said to me a couple of weeks ago, he says, big brother, he said, I've always envied you. And he said, please forgive me for treating you wrong. Because I used to, just do my very best to be the best. But when you're doing your best all the time, a lot of people are not going to like that. And I want to encourage you, no matter what, Jalen, keep doing your best. Keep doing your best. Keep persevering. Because you're going to get a lot of hate. A lot of people going to think that you're doing this and that, doing that, and persevere through it. I want everybody to understand to persevere through whatever they're going through. Persevere through life. Persevere through love. Persevere through joy. Persevere through being gentle. Persevere being kindness. Persevere, being compassionate. Persevere. That perseverance will take you a long way. And it may hurt at the moment because I didn't like my brother and all these people talking bad about me like that. I did. But my perseverance, propelled me to do a lot of great things in life. And so I just want people to persevere through it.
Yeah. That's a great message. And before we have to get off, because there's only a couple minutes left, I'd like to talk about you.
Just a couple minutes? We only got a couple minutes, Jalen?
I know. It's crazy. But
okay, what's going on?
I want to talk to you about what you do when you're not out there working your businesses, going out there, giving people random acts of kindness. So what do you do when you're just relaxing?
You know, and this may this may make you laugh or whatever. I love sports, of course. I'm always watching sports. This is the first night of NFL football too. I don't know if you know that, but I'm on this interview with you, missing the first half of the football game. That's how cool we are right now. So, but sports, I'm a big football, basketball fanatic. So I watch sports, and I like watching gangster movies. I'm a gangster movie type of guy. And I don't like it because they're gangsters. I like it because they're great businessmen doing stupid stuff. And it teaches me a whole lot of, I mean, they do some lot of great business, but they just, they get greedy. They get, a whole bunch of different things. They get envious of somebody. They hate on each other, this, that, and the other. But yeah, that's what I like. Gangster movies and sports.
Right. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So what is on your list of things that you want to do?
Want to do? I want to own a sports league. I want to own a sports league to teach men how, after they retire, to continue to be wealthy.
And actually, wait, sorry, you continue before I go.
Huh?
You continue before I go on because I saw
No,
you.
no, that's what I want to do, because I'm tired of seeing these individuals. They retire, and after 2 years, 3 years, they're bankrupt. They're trying to figure it out, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's what I want. I want to, that right there is one of the biggest things. Another one is building. It's called the. It's a big. I'll send it to you, but we have a big mock-up of it.
Wow.
And it's a place to unify communities. It's a place to bring our seniors and our youth together, because there's something that our youth can learn from the seniors and something that our seniors can learn from the youth. And so we're going to unify that, because there's a big divide. There's a big divide in our culture, period. And so mending that stuff, man, mending those individuals, those thoughts and the anger and all that type of stuff is going to be extremely important for our legacy, the Hutchins legacy, to build these facilities all over the country. So yeah, that's what I want to do, or that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and all right. I have one thing, but before this, you also, I saw that you used to coach for basketball.
Yeah, I'm a big time coach, Jalen. I love coaching. I love being an inspiration. I love just, you know, and my players and all the different guys that I mentor. I mentor hundreds of guys across the country. I mean, I mentor a lot of young men, and most of them come from my basketball teams, and I still mentor them today. I think my oldest mentee is probably about 60 something years old, and my youngest mentee is 14.
Wow.
Yep, 14. Yep. So yeah, but basketball is my thing. I love the X's and O's. I love to, do all that type of great stuff. So, but yeah, basketball is my thing.
And mentoring, you also are a spiritual counselor.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And that goes with the uh just me being in Christ like I am, loving God like I do, and just leaning to God and his understanding and not my own, and helping a lot of people that have mental illness, helping a lot of people that just need that boost. Faith is everything to me, and so I do my best to allow people to see my faith as much as possible. You know?
And, before I go, because
Yes,
our
sir.
time unfortunately has come to an end, before
Oh,
I
man.
ask you about
Come
all
on.
your links and stuff,
Come on,
you
Bill.
talked about movies about gangsters where they're smart businessmen doing things that aren't so smart with their businesses and with their lives. But
Right.
you talked about also football players going broke after 2 to 3 years, and every time I watch a movie about some famous person going broke, they're living in a mansion with like an expensive $200,000 turtle shell in the corner, and you haven't thought of selling that for one just to get back just one piece of rent for the month. I mean,
Well,
like
it's sad to say, but they have the wicked agents in their lives that tell them don't outright purchase this house or outright purchase this car. Like there is no way in the world that you making that much money that you should be leasing anything. It just don't make no sense to me, especially when you got it.
it makes no sense to me either. But I mean,
It's
you have like yourself, your partner, your one child. Why buy a $2 million mansion? Actually, lease a $2 million mansion.
It don't make sense to me. Yeah.
But thank you first and foremost for coming on, even though the game's on. I know
Yeah.
you want to get back to see that, but
Hey, you good, man? We good. I got my hot water. I got my cup that says "Think Positivity."
Yes.
So this is my hot water. I drink every single day.
Nice. Well, thank you first for coming on. And before you go off, can you tell the audience where they can find you, follow you, find more information about the What's Positive movement and all that?
Yes. Oh my God. Instagram is Kenneth _ Hutchins DR. Facebook is Kenneth Hutchins DR. I'm starting a TikTok page. I got a young lady. Oh my gosh, Shamaya. She's gonna do this TikTok stuff for me, and she gonna put me on. I never been a person that just always out there. I just want to inspire, and then I go. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for this, that, and the other. But a lot of people think that it needs to be heard. So I'm getting more out there. But those are the places that they can reach me at this moment.
Hey, well, thank you for coming on, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jalen, man. This is truly a pleasure, man. I am so glad I'm back in it, and now I can go and keep on doing this thing. So thank you for jump starting me again.
Well, I mean, thank you for just coming on and talking about all the positive things you do.
What's positive is what's possible, man. I love you, brother.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Yes. And thank you to the wonderful audience out there watching. Really appreciate it. Also, on time somewhere. I know I'm wearing the glasses correctly, not upside down at all. It's a fashion choice, obviously. You obviously don't know anything about this genius in fashion, right? Perfectly fine. I mean, look at this lame way to wear glasses. Couldn't even be me. But also, thank you to On Time Somewhere. I mean, looks nice with everything I wear. Don't know how, but it does. And always on time. What can I say? Thank you so much for sunglasses. And also, I won't probably talk to you guys out in the audience until after my birthday. But yes, my birthday's in just a couple of days. Really excited. Don't really know what I'm going to be really doing. But I know I'm going to spend some nice quality time with my family. And it's just going to be great. And also, it's thinking about it, it's been a while since I first started my first episode of Jalen Says. So thank you all for watching, for subscribing, for sharing. I really appreciate all your support, you guys, because it means the world and much more. So just really thank you all. And Subscribe, like, and share. And you already know. Stay tuned. Peace.